who works tons of hours, and it's just a soul-sucking job. And one day he runs into this old friend of his. They were best friends. They were like brothers in college. This guy Teddy, and Teddy looks like $1 million. And before, when he had known him in college, Teddy was sort of a party guy. The kind of guy who talks a big game and is really into all this liberal stuff, but really just likes to party and comes from a more comfy background than John. And but yet he looks like $1 million. He's totally energized, and it turns out that he's on this drug, and it enables him to not sleep. And that's John's entryway into this program that he becomes part of. It's a secret program where they're developing this drug. And like these guys said, at first it seems great, but then he starts realizing, well, this drug, if it ever got out, has enormous implications, and there are a lot of other people interested in it, from rival corporations to to governments, and sort of as a backdrop, we tried to sort of create the idea that much like in the world now, people are very desperate, and this individuals are desperate, like you or I might be desperate. How are we going to pay the rent this month? And then you have these larger groups like the government are trying to figure out how we're going to deal with all these problems, and they hear about this drug, and they're very into it. And it's a little bit it's a little bit maybe irresponsible, but they see the potential that this could change things in a big way, and so there's a lot of competing forces, and all of a sudden John is the focal point of this. He's this normal guy, and all of a sudden he's the focal point of giant corporations, governments, secret agents, and all this crazy stuff. And
Patient Zero.
Yeah, and he's Patient Zero.
Yeah. So. And then a lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff that's really not that great, and there's a lot of layers that he that he peels back as the story progresses, where he thinks one thing's happening and it turns out it's something else, and Teddy brought him into this program specifically because he wanted to help his friend, but then you find out, okay, well, Teddy knows more than what he says he knows, and people he's John is working with know more than they say they know, and some of the other people he's interacting with are not who they say they are at all. So it just it's like a a very big conspiracy, and this normal guy's at the center of it.
Yeah, for me, when I first read it, like immediately where my mind went was like movies like The Firm, where it's like something sounds like it's too good to be true, and as it turns out, it's too good to be true. Well,
I think we try to put something about this in the first story that John knows that it's too good to be true. And I think that his life is such that he goes for it anyway, because this is his shot at the golden ring, and it's going to be dangerous. He knows it's dangerous, but it turns out to be a million times more dangerous than he ever could have thought it was going to be. I think what he thought is like, well, I'm going to take this drug, and it seems really great, but maybe I'll have some stomach problems and some other weird side effects, but
anal leakage.
Yeah, it turns out to be a lot worse. People shooting at him and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully you guys will be checking it out and digging it.
Fuck it, don't be so nice. Go buy it.
Come on. What he said.
It's a fun read.
It's a good time, right, Russ?
Yeah, buy it and get an autograph.
Yeah. Thanks, Russ. Oh, and actually something really exciting about Russ. Come on, speak up. What are you doing? Something else that we're doing that's kind of innovative, and why I love working with Russ and Milo, is because when we came to them, we're like, hey, we want to finish up this series and we want to get it out in trade because that's really important to us. We think that's where the series will do best. But we want to obviously make it also available for people that started reading it in single issue form, and maybe they just want to finish it up that way. So rest is issues 3, 4, and 5 are the first time we've ever gone straight to digital on single issues. So, and these guys are taking the leap of faith with us, and it's something we haven't tried before, but it's going to be available on the iPhone, iPad, I won't, everything, right? And as well as on your browser, and if you're the kind of person that has a different kind of phone, you want to get like a PDF of it, that'll be available as well. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we just want to try to get to everybody. I mean, too, it's like, still get to your shops and buy the books, but also, got to understand that it is a digital community nowadays. So we kind of want to make it available in all forms.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we have just a couple minutes. Does anybody have any questions?
Anything anybody wants to talk about?
Anybody?
Your hair looks much better.
You guys realize I am an actor, right?
Right.
Like, it's so funny. I see all the comments like, oh my God, his head is shaved. He looks so horrible.
That's not me. I don't do
No, it's
that.
fine. I get it. But it's like, I'm not a carpenter. I didn't get it caught in like a lathe.
Hey, I'm a girl. I'm just telling you what I like. That's
Thank
all.
you. That's great. I appreciate it. Are you going to bust my chops about Italian
Yes.
Americans this time?
Gotta bust his chops.
How do I contribute to rest? So it's funny because, in the world of comic books, there's not really ever a title of producer. But Russ and I kind of have come on and thank God for, initially Devil's Due and then for picking up the torch when it had burned out Top Cow and allowing us to be a part of the entire collaborative process from,
Milo edited it, a lot of it, him and Philip and Phil, as well as we had to do some self-financing as well and just push it out there. So sometimes, folks, they need help. And we're just willing to offer, to give as much help as we can.
What Russ said.
Any other? Well, yeah, we've got 5 minutes. Any other questions?
We've got a world of time. Yes.
If they ever make Gilmore Girls the movie and they want
That's awesome. I love this.
You know what? I would. If they made a Gilmore Girls movie, which I doubt they ever will. What? Here's something I want to clue you guys in. The talk.
They talk a lot.
They talk a lot. They talk a lot. But if they ever made a Gilmore Girls movie, I think that would be awesome because that was a fun character. Jess was rad.
Yeah.
And so did I.
My wife's gonna be stoked.
Yeah, totally.
She doesn't get this dudes ripping each other in half bit. But no, she's all about the goal.
Yeah. Is it usually content? Like content kind of like holds him out? Dude, has anybody read like?
Yeah, there's in my experience.